Hello everyone. So we are now going to start on Module 2, Identification of Academic Passion, which is the building block of the entire process of college applications. Before we dive deep, what is academic passion? Academic passion is essentially what do you wish to study when you are going and applying to undergraduate. Many students, when I speak to them, are still lost. They say, I don't know, my dad says I should be a doctor, or I'm thinking maybe I should be an engineer. I don't even know what options are out there. But academic passion is essentially, what do you like to do? What do you wish to study? Because everything else, all the other pieces have to be aligned with your academic passion. So the first step is to know what it is. If you knew from the beginning that you wish to be a chef, like my 8-year-old does, fantastic. If you are like my 15-year-old who says, I'm still exploring and figuring out what I want to do. I know what I don't want to do, but I don't know what I want to do. So there are ways where you can, identify your academic passion without it costing you any money. We'll get to that in a bit. Why do you need to identify your academic passion? There are some differences that you need to be aware of. For the UK, which is still a very preferred country for many Pakistani students, know that when you apply, you have to apply against a course code. The UCAS undergraduate system only allows you to apply to 5 universities. That is it, not more. And within each university, you have to apply against a course code. So for instance, if you say, I want to study economics, and the course code is 1000, you cannot go to university if you're accepted and say, I've changed my mind, I want to do economics and law. It would be extremely difficult, almost impossible for you to make that divergence, for you to change, even if it's in the same family of subjects, let alone say, I've changed my mind and I want to do journalism. In the UK, you don't have the option because it's a 3-year program for the most part, and you have to go narrow and deep. Unlike the US or any 4-year liberal arts system, you need an academic passion, but only for the purposes of your college application. You are not bound to study that subject when you walk in. Because when you apply to any American system, let's say you applied for economics, and I'm going to talk primarily throughout about economics because I've been an economist for 20 years and that's what I studied. When I talked about economics in my college application and got accepted, in the first week of any international university in the American system, you will be assigned an advisor. And the advisor will come to you and say, hey, do you want to, do you know what you want to study? And you can be like, I want to study economics. Or you'll be like, geez, I have no idea what I want to study. And that is perfectly fine. Your assigned advisor will neither know nor care what you applied for. So you could have applied for a major of biology, and when you get in, say, I actually want to study history, and that is perfectly fine. The American system allows you that flexibility. You have up till your junior year, your 3rd year in college to declare your major. So you have plenty of time to explore yourself, a big advantage of the American system. That said, you're like, hey, if it's so flexible, why do I need an academic passion? That's because in order to get into university, unless you're a WASP, a white, American, Anglo-Saxon Protestant, you need to be extremely competitive, because as an international, not only are you competing against your fellow Pakistanis, you're competing against the Indians, you're competing against the Chinese, and therefore competition is high. So you need to establish a narrative. I wish to study medicine, and therefore I have interned at Shaukat Khanam. I have volunteered at Chuktai Labs. Everything has to be aligned with your academic passion. So if you don't know what you wish to study, or if your parents have said, well, you have a choice, because sometimes parents in Pakistan don't give you a choice. If they have determined your academic passion for you and you're bound to it, so if they're saying you need to do engineering, for instance, you're pretty much set. You can skip the rest of this module and go on to the next one. However, if you have flexibility, either in terms of finding yourself or if your parents have given you that flexibility, please listen to the rest. The first thing you need to be doing is to take a personality and career test. Many of these tests are online and they are free. It's not going to cost you anything to do them. At Ion Ivy, we recommend that our students take at least 3 personality tests. And the reason for that is to verify results against one another. We want to make sure that they're actually telling the same story, that the results are coming out the same way. That's why we recommend you doing 3. And the 3 that we're going to talk about today are the Truity Career Personality Profiler. It takes 15 minutes, no more. Don't watch that Netflix episode. Go online and take the test, where they will help you find a job that you will actually love to do based on your personality and interests and match them to real world careers. Many students don't even know all the options that are out there. What can you possibly be? We only know about 5-6 fields, what we see our family doing, our uncles and aunts, but the world has evolved. So you really need to see what all is out there. So it's based on, the powerful Holland Code and the Big 5 systems to get you accurate results for your right career. They're really going to be asking you questions to which there are no right or wrong answers. It's really wanting to see, are you a creative writer? Do you like public speaking or not? Are you a risk taker? Would you be a good entrepreneur? And it factors all of those in. So I would like to emphasize there is no wrong answer. Just go ahead and take the test and mark your interest in each activity shown. Please do not worry about, do I have the skill or training to actually do this properly? Or I don't know if I want to become an artist. Will I be making money on that? In these tests, please just indicate your passion. Do you think you would like doing it or not? You want to take the test, pause the screen, pick up that link, go take it. Secondly, you should also take the photo career quiz, and you will be given 2 sets of images and you have to choose which image appeals to you the most. Now, some students come to me and say, I don't like either images. What should I do? And so choose the one you like better. You might not like either of them, but between the 2, which one would you go for? Lastly is the Open Colleges Career Quiz. It's an Australian personality test. It is designed to give you a better understanding of your own personality and careers that are best suited to it. Takes less than 5 minutes. The idea for doing 3 to 4 tests is essentially to make sure that the results are aligned and we just don't base everything off one particular test. So it gives you suggestions of what career areas that you may like, and then it actually gives you many options and information about that career on their website as well. What is an approximate salary for this particular career? What are the employment prospects going forward? What are the typical hours of this job? So it's very useful and helpful to browse through this information right now. Let's say hypothetically that it's coming out that you wish to be an artist, and you look at the salary and you go, I would love to be an artist, but I cannot make ends meet. Let's see what other options are out there for me. And once you have done these career tests and identified your academic passion, ideally it should be verified on ground, either through shadowing or through internships. The personality test should be done as early as 9th grade and 10th grade. Why? Because only then do you have time to do all of these other things that I'm talking about. Some career prospects will not allow you an internship in your high school, such as if you wish to pursue medicine, No hospital is going to allow a high school student an internship because they don't want you to jeopardize the condition of the patient, and they do not want to be at the end of a lawsuit. This is where you can actually shadow a doctor and see what is a lifestyle in the day of a doctor. And we have seen that when we send students to a public hospital, for example, we get mixed results. We have some students who come back and say, this is it for me. I've been so inspired. This is the career path I wish to follow. And others who come back and say, ugh, have you seen the number of patients in that room? Do you see the hours these people need to keep? I am crossing this off my list. So it's very important that you actually verify the results of your academic passion on ground. Therefore, the best time to do this is 9th and 10th grade. Now, if you're hearing this recording at the time that you are applying for college and you need to figure out what major you're going to be applying, you will have to skip this step. But ideally, this is what the process looks like.